Basically just trying to build a wireframe or the structure that I'm gonna build on top of. And so as you can see, he's got a guide here that has a hand on her shoulder. So the story behind this is in Aztec folklore, Maya, who is a fertility goddess, is also the one who gave birth to the plant agave, which is used to make tequila. So the folklore behind that is that Quetzalcoatl wanted to give man something to help him throughout the pain in life. And there was a witch in the sky and these star demons who were requiring the people of Earth to give blood sacrifices and in order to get rain, or she was blocking, I don't know, she was making life hard on them and required blood sacrifices. So Quetzalcoatl went out one day to confront her and battle her and kill her, and then he didn't find her, but he found the granddaughter, Maya, and he wanted to take her away from her evil grandma. And so they hid on Earth, and to hide themselves, they disguised themselves as trees next to each other. And then the grandmother found them, struck Maya dead with a lightning bolt, and Quetzalcoatl's tears from his sorrow fell onto the earth and created the agave plant. And it was all part of his plan. And that was what he came to Earth to do with Maya, and he knew what was going to happen, but it was still love. And he knew that there was going to be a sacrifice for it. And so this is it's like an aged grandmothery agave that I used with, I'm using tilt brush. This is an ink tool. This is a tune tool that's music reactive. And so that's where I'm at. This is all part of an art show I'm doing at Google, doing a tequila show. And I just so happened to told them that I was making art in VR and if I could present some of it. And it just so happens the Tilt Brush team is in San Francisco, so they're invited. So, but nobody can make them show up. But they'll be doing tequila. We'll be doing tequila samples and food being cooked from my brand Mikasa Tequila. Here's a little simplified version of that bottle for this art show. Got a little mushroom cap on there, and of course our logo. And then inside is a key and the actual floor plan of my house in California, Mikasa, and another little bottle. Some little mushroom friends. This is an art show, but the way I'm going to do it, so I'm going to have them walk in, and it's going to be greeted to this. You're here, and there's this powerful scenery over here, and I have to make some changes because I'm figuring out that I've been experimenting with ways that people need to navigate, or people can navigate through the space, and so I want to make it as easy as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the actual foot tool that is provided here, and just bounce from scene to scene. This little foot tool helps you navigate. So right now my scale's at human level, and that's kind of what I imagine viewing this room as. And up there I have a music reactive or audio reactive moon in a cloud, and it's raining, and it's causing this swamp area right here. You actually start right here on this platform. This is my little signature plate. It has my name, Eli, E-L-I. The keys to my kingdom. This is my house. And you're greeted with this woman who's offering you something. It's just abstract. It's light. This woman was actually made using a mirror tool I got it, I spun it like this, and then I started laying out paper. And as you can see, I get something like that. So let me get out a mirror tool. And I can select the paper. And now I can do things like put a little flower in her hair. Or on her hat. So that's kind of what happened here. And you know, the mushroom cap, I'm really happy how that turned out with it. It wasn't intentional. I was trying to cover up the low poly bottle cap that's really under here. And so I just started using a number of copied and pasted short strokes and with the flat brush, and just ended up looking like a mushroom, so I ran with it. And then this guy is I designed one of these leaves, and what I did, basically I'll show you how I did it. You know, let's say I have this surface right here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have these light wires, and I'm gonna light wire this square, and then I'm gonna get the ink tool, and let me give you a bright color that'll come out, and I'm just gonna color that in. Oh, let me do it carefully. So just like in real painting in real life, you know, do your corners. A lot of the principles of putting this art show together come from my years as in working in construction. You know, there's a process to painting in real life, and there's a process and those processes are for a reason. You know, like cut corners and then fill in the gaps. I mean, I'll cut corners, but you know, do your corners, and then fill in the gaps with a bigger brush size so it's easier, and hides a lot of the smaller brush strokes. And as you can see, I can get all the way to the edge of these things and they're clean. And you know, that, and I tried to do long brush strokes because if I ever want to do something all at once, I don't know, to each their own. The way that you want to do things in tilt brush is all or nothing when it comes to a stroke. So sometimes I just like to do good sections. So check this out. I'm gonna get this mirror and throw it right here on this, and let me get a pop, maybe blue, and let me just start squiggling some stuff. Well, where's the reflection at? So man. Okay. So now I throw that away. I get rid of mirror mode, and I basically have a section of leaf that I can copy and paste and make into a flower. So all that, you can see why I did the long brush strokes, is because I didn't plan on keeping this, is what took place here. So now I'm gonna hop, skip, and jump. Check this out. So that wireframe ended up casting a pretty cool shadow. The E and the R from the key and the mushrooms and the rain and the little girl seeking shelter, or, you know, like coming in through this doorway. The shadows and the light and the structure, I mean, that's all on purpose. And I didn't come in here initially planning for this to happen, but it all started coming together that way. So once I saw that I had shadows playing out on this wall, I definitely started playing with the light and composition over there to make sure that when you got here, you were greeted with this image. So what I did here through this door that we just went through is I created in blocks a partition, and then I started creating a lot of black space here. I really have a lot of strokes separating this room, so once you come into this room, like, let me get you back there. So I'm here, blah blah blah, and bam, that's what you see. And so I made one of these heads really big, copied and pasted them, and then changed the colors with the change color tool. And again, I did these with the minimal amount of strokes, so long strokes coloring these spheres in basic shapes with guides. I use guides, like I did a block, did a sphere, and then I got another block and made it small, and basically started coloring this in. Let's just do it quickly. Marker. So as you can see, I'm starting to get the sphere, and then for contrast, you'll see that I can put that on there. For contrast, you'll see that I can do this. And a lot of what I'm doing for this show is doing different variations of techniques to give you a feeling, and it doesn't have to all be super beautiful, but this is sometimes all you need is a couple basic impressions, like before you have something that turns into art. Let's get rid of this block right here. See how that works? And he's got some depth to him. Could even select that, embed him halfway in the wall. And yeah, but that's not part of the show. Anyhow, that's for you. So here we are. I threw my logo up here because this is all. The whole plan is I want to walk in this experience that they're loving, but it's not what I want to show them art-wise. It's a tequila sponsored event, and I own the company, and I really want to do a piece that. So this is, you walk in and it kind of sets the tone for an art show, and this is tequila. And so there's going to be some agave related things. But what I'm structuring here with, these partitions is being able to set the mood I want. And so I want to walk them through this fun and colorful experience of, this tequila related thing. But then I'm going to walk them into, my mind and do some art that I really want to do, that doesn't necessarily have to do with tequila, like gets the, abstracts the bigger things, like consumption, possession, all these philosophical things I learned, on, exploring psychedelic medicines, and, that's the kind of art I want to produce. And so I'm going to walk them through this experience, and it's like a sea. If you need and they're gonna see all this Mayahuel and the agave. I'm gonna turn this into a casino, hotel, and there's gonna be a little river boat over here. And then after that, I'll probably walk them into that moon over there. I might change that moon for a glowing sphere, so that way when you're inside of it, everything you're working with is in color. But like if you're down here and you're being guided on, you're using the foot jumper tool, there's the gate. It says the Spirit Ambassador Speakeasy. and you walk in, a little bit of a dance club. So I'm gonna fill this up with people dancing. It's gonna be a bar over there, little lounge over here with some homies. It's got a couch and a bottle of Mikasa, and all these are speakers that I built in blocks. All that's the tune brush, which is audio reactive. You know, a little bit more branding. Mikasa tequila, Mikasa tequila, Mikasa tequila. These lamps I made in mirror mode, like I showed you with that girl in the beginning. DJ booth made in blocks, and it's kind of life size. You get yourself to man mode, and it's really just right there in front of you, like you would be DJing to a small crowd right there. So I may rearrange these things to go easy on the stairs because I don't want people reaching up to navigate around the art, necessarily pulling objects away. And it's really tricky with Tilt Brush to like pin an object because you have to grab it, then all of a sudden your hand is shaking. So I already kind of have it where I like it, but I may end up I don't know. I had to put some time into here to see how I want to do it. I may have to just guide. And then this guy I'm working on today. Work on him today. He's gonna get his hands on her, and then once I do the arms, he's kind of done in my book. I copied and pasted the same flower that you saw up front, except I put a little glowing sphere that I painted by making a ball, picking the light brush, and just coloring the surface all the way around and placing it where I want. And then, you know, I only did it once and it copied and pasted 3 times. So working smarter, not harder, everybody. And his wings are the same thing. It's mirror mode. I did it once on one side, and then, you know, I do take the time to, like for her, you know, like I did 2 versions of her and I was happier with this one. But basically what I did was I made a sphere. You can do this sphere, this sphere, this sphere, her belly sphere, the sphere on her nose, a sphere on the sides of her nose, a sphere that makes her head. That a little bit. So that's the frame for him that I made in blocks. this is the work in progress right here. So I may just delete this right here and now, but let's get the feet out. So let's say you're here and you're working yourself away from the art. You know, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Transition a little smoother, but you come out through this light, and that's the floor plan of my house in San Mateo. And then, but I'm not too committed to this part yet. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my son really likes it, but I have that saved, and there was no art in there. But we're gonna get this shit. Oh, let's leave that now. All right, so actually, let's get the eraser. So now we're back in space. And that's done. And what I want to see is if I make, you know, I could just put these stairs. Yeah, let me re-examine some shit. Make that keep going. I could force them into the club. And then they'll walk out there. Get rid of this middle section. I need to give it some thought, and so maybe it's a good time for me to not waste your time, because I'm not exactly sure how I want to lay this out, and I don't want to rush myself thinking I have to entertain all y'all. But I do appreciate you if you were tuning in, and it's a nice sight. Take a picture. Take a picture. Oh man, right there. These features are really kind of hard to pick up. Alright guys,